Alright, we should be live. Are we live, everybody? Are we live? It's actually really windy in my house, so if you hear, like, what almost sounds like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's the wind is just completely pushing against my studio wall here, so it's kind of noisy. Is audio good? Should I turn up my mic? Should I turn up the music? Should I turn down the music? Should I turn down the mic? Let me know. But we are live for our first testing of the Easter season. Let me get my mic covered. My cats were kind of destroying it, so I'm going to have to buy a new one, but I mean, at least it's okay for now. What's up, everybody? Are we live? Are we looking good? There goes the wind again. Live, let me check. What's going on. Oh yeah, definitely the music is way too loud. So let's see how. Okay, testing. Testing. Okay, I think that's better. It's better, guys. Good. What is up, Future Santa Joe? Yep, just turn down the music. Oh, this is just classic NCS music, non-copyright songs. Playlist that literally the same one I usually play every single Easter. What's up? How's everybody doing? What's up, Nathan? Wow, it's insane. 19 days? How is that even possible? How is it possible that we're 19 days away? I don't know if anybody else will be on VC, because at the moment we're still only doing management VC. It says my bit rate. Oh, right. I had to turn down my bit rate when I streamed weather a couple months ago. I'm going to have to turn that up, so bear with me here. Let's see. How do I usually... Wait, can I do that while I'm streaming? Yeah, I can. Okay. Where do I usually have it? Let's see, the current lower than... Okay, so let's go 3,500. Apply okay. I had bitrate issues a couple months ago when I was streaming weather. So I had to really turn down my bitrate in order for it to not buffer, but now it's saying my bitrate's too low, so I turned it back up. Awesome, Future Santa Joe. Oh yeah, I see that. Josh. That's funny that that track Easter Bunny is recommended like right below. Oh, actually, no, I guess that's Future Santa Joe's stream. His thumbnail, I think. But it's just kind of funny. It's insane, though. Track Easter Bunny CC, what we're using, it's their final year. It's East Mountain Films' final year running this tracker, streaming as well, I believe. It's insane. So let's give all East Mountain Films a final awesome year for this tracker, because it is the best in the biz, and we're going to be losing that, unfortunately. But we do have another alternative, luckily, so it's not like we're going to it's not like we're going to stop Easter streaming. We have another alternative, but this is still the best in the biz, so I'm really going to miss this tracker. But yeah, as I was saying, our hope this year is to have more people on VC, but it just really depends. We were supposed to like have a meeting, like me, Andrew, even one of our newer kind of old members, Chase, actually joined back our team. I think in January. If you don't know, he was on our team like around the time I joined. So we're talking 2018. And then he left because he was very busy. He came back though, so it's gonna be awesome having Chase a part of the stream this year. But anyway, I was supposed to have a meeting with him and Andrew like way back when, but everybody was just so busy. So we're hoping soon. Easter is 3 weeks away. We're hoping soon to kind of have a meeting, talk about everything. Because although we would love to have more people on VC this year, I just don't know yet. I wish I could, give an answer for more of our team members, but I literally just don't know at the moment because a lot of our management is just busy right now, obviously, because a lot of people are busy. But hopefully I'll have an update for you guys soon. The other team members that aren't on VC right now. I'm not promising you guys will be able to be on VC this year, but we just have to talk about it because we were going to talk about the possibility of you guys coming on, and it's crazy. Just everybody's just so busy, unfortunately. But if it's not Easter, I mean, you guys will definitely be on VC at some point. Obviously you guys will. I just don't know now that we're getting so close to Easter, and I don't really have an answer yet. So I'll keep you guys updated for sure, but I mean, hopefully that isn't discouraging at all because you guys definitely will be on VC at some point. I just don't know if it's going to be Easter yet. But I'll try my best to hopefully talk to other people about this. Because even though, I'm co-owner, I'm host, it's like I'm not going to just, we want to hear from everybody, up in management. I'm not just going to make the decision. Because technically I did make the decision, I think, I don't know, was it a couple years ago, last year or the year before, I did make a decision to allow everybody on management, or not on management, on VC, just in general, and it did not go well. So I'm just trying to make a good judgment call right now because I just know the one time that I just decided and I didn't really talk to anybody about it, it didn't go well. So I'm just not going to try to do that again. I want to hear from everybody on management. So that's why I'm not just stepping in and okay, let's do whatever. Because, I have some concerns just based on, nobody in particular. It just was so hectic having 15 people talking at the exact same time, and it just wasn't necessarily the environment we wanted. Obviously, at some point, we'll be able to coordinate with everybody individually to allow everybody on VC. Like I said again, I just don't know how soon that will be. But I'm just thankful for Josh. I'm thankful for all of you for just modding. Okay. Anyway, we got 19 days left, so that's crazy. I know it's not that active right now. I know the chat's kind of dead, and even our members are kind of dead, but, we're 3 weeks away. We got to start testing everything out. And also, don't mind me. I'm wearing last year's NORAD shirt. I just threw on the first thing. I looked in my closet. I was going to wear an Easter shirt, but, this is just the first thing I saw, so... What do you plan on when EB hits your area, Gabe? How could I go off stream when he's in my area because I'm their partner? It's all up to you what you want to do, Joe, for sure. For me, I am going to kind of just as usual, probably be off for an hour or so Easter Sunday morning, and obviously if we had more team members, they could be in VC, but if we don't end up having those other team members in VC, I still think it's going to work out regardless because we still have a lot of people mod in the chat. And I think it was last year we actually did a pretty decent job at Christmas having even more people. Maybe it was the Easter, not, I don't quite remember, but one of those years recently we actually did pretty decently, having more people, even just management talking in VC, when I was gone for that hour. And as you guys probably remember, I made a judgment call and decided to stay on the stream at Christmas longer than I usually do, and it kind of backfired because, although, I don't have any concrete evidence, you know, it's possible, if you guys remember last year's Christmas stream, that I was, Santa, according to Nora, I was approaching California, and then that big bang, and then I just went off, because usually I go off like a half an hour before then, but for some reason I was like, no, I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer, as I had a pretty good scheduling of when he usually arrives anyway. And although it could have been just my cats, because they were being all crazy loud anyway, it was still kind of a wake up call, like, I need to go now. So it's still possible that it was him, but it was funny. Do you mute YouTube or just use the headphones? Turn off my camera. Yeah, so when I bring my mattress into here, a lot of you know, and I turn off my camera. I don't even have my headphones on, because I go into my bed basically behind me. So I take my headphones off. I shut the camera off, but I do put in earbuds just on the stream from my phone, and it's like whatever, a 10-second delay, so I can usually hear what's happening on stream still just through my phone, but I'm not plugged in real time here because I usually go to my bed. So yeah, Future Gen show. It was probably the cats, but who knows? I still thought that was a pretty good video to upload regardless, because it was just so close to my area anyway. Yeah, Joe. All right. Who is hyped though? We got 19 days left, which is insane. Literally 3 weeks from today is Easter Sunday. Like, the stream would have already ended 3 weeks from today, which is crazy. I'm glad that we are back for our Easter season. What's up, Nathan? Yes, hashtag hype. Yeah, but I want to thank you guys so much for the support on our Christmas stream. That was absolutely insane. We have never had that much support and engagement. We just haven't on that anything before. So that Christmas stream was absolutely awesome. We peaked 100 congruent viewers, literally 100 people on our stream at once. I was when NORAD went down for everybody else except me, apparently. On like 4 in the morning, my time, Pacific, Christmas Day morning, or not day morning, Eve morning. Technically, it was down on my other devices, but I just happened to be on the server, like when, like, I didn't switch tabs or refresh or anything, so I was kind of one of the only people who still had, the tracker up when that happened, because it was down on my phone too. So I want to thank you all for that crazy support. I think everybody just kind of flooded in at once because, as far as I'm aware of, most if not all the other streams were just the tracker was down, so it was pretty nice. I mean, not for those other people, obviously, but I'm at least thankful that, I at least had it up at my end, and at least people were able to come. But because of that, we had 100 viewers at once, which is crazy. And I think we got like the most amount of likes possibly. Maybe not. That might not be true, but I know at least the most amount of views we've ever gotten. What's up, Michael? How are you doing? Gabe, leave the carrot on your tray table by the front door. Yeah, I usually do it over by the chimney. Because I just, even though, it doesn't come down the chimney, I still put it over there. Just because it's like far away enough from where I am where I am right now, that I feel comfortable just, leaving it there like I always do. That's awesome, Michael. Alright, see you in a bit, Nathan. Yeah, Christmas stream was fun. Yeah, me too, Michael. 19 days, I know, that's insane. Literally 3 weeks from today is Easter Sunday, which is insane. And Easter's kind of early this year. Another thing, because it's on March 31st, another thing that I kind of discovered when I was, scheduling these test streams is usually, I have it in my mind that, like, during Christmas, UK and Ireland is in GMT/UTC. And then usually Easter is always BST, British Summertime, for those areas. So I just discovered that in like 2018. So ever since then, I know every single time I'm scheduling a new stream, I always switch it from, GMT to BST, and like, and when I'm telling people different time zones, in my mind, I just switch that. But what I didn't realize is I thought British Summertime started when daylight savings time over here, where I live, in America, switches. And daylight savings time just switched this morning. So now, yesterday, the sun went down at like 6 p.m. Now it goes down at 7 p.m. tonight. So I thought it was, I thought they switched at the same time, but apparently, this year, I guess it's late. I think it's usually the end of March, and this year particularly, it's Sunday, March 31st, which is Easter. So then I'm like, okay, so technically, for every test stream, and even part 1, and I think even like half of part 2 is in GMT for UK and Ireland, and all of a sudden during part 2, or not even part 2, maybe it's during part 3, and it switches to BST. And I'm like, well, that's going to be kind of confusing this year. So anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. It was like, wait, I'm so used to doing that, and all of a sudden Easter is just so early this year that literally most of the Easter stream is in GMT, but then like the last 3/4 of it just switches to BST over in that area. So that might be kind of confusing this year. Yeah, that is sad, Michael. Last time for the tracker, I know. Luckily, we do have an alternative next year, so we're not going to stop Easter streaming, but I know. This is the best tracker in the biz when it comes to Easter, so that is sad. Future Santa Joe, usually Track Easter Bunny is more accurate, but that just was not the case last year. Track Easter Bunny CC was so accurate. So now, I don't think I'm ever going to go back to Track Easter Bunny. I mean, this is the most accurate tracker. And then when we lose this tracker this year, next year, I think it's Track EasterBunny.live or something like that. It's kind of similar to this tracker in terms of the accuracy. In my opinion, still more accurate than Track Easter Bunny. So, anyway, it might not even be. I don't remember if it was in production, if it was still doing test runs. But regardless, if it's still doing test runs, it's either available this year or next year, or it might have been available last year. I don't really remember. All I know is just when I was looking at it, no matter if it was actually running or if it was a test run, it was really similar to this tracker. So next year we're going to switch to that one, which is still more accurate than Track Easter Bunny. But yeah, right now, Joe, I still think this is the most accurate tracker. CC. What's up, Box of the Kangaroo? Thank you for tuning in. Awesome, Nathan. It's crazy. We have 19 days though. Yeah, that our off season went by so fast. It's just crazy. I mean, it felt like it was just like last week that we just did Christmas. That's insane. And I got 3 scheduled test streams right now, but I'm probably gonna do like 2 more on top of that at some point. So we'll probably have 5 total test streams, just like we did at Christmas. Right now, our first test stream is today. Next test stream is same time as today, but instead of next Sunday, it's actually next Saturday. So Saturday at 3 p.m. PST. No, I guess PDT now. Like it's not today. It just switched over to daylight. But and then the next weekend, I think it's March 23rd. Actually, I guess it's March 24th. We're back to Sunday, March 24th at 3 p.m. Pacific. And then, like I said, we're probably going to have 2 more test streams that will fall on a weekday, probably during spring break for a lot of you. That's probably going to either be maybe both the week of, like going into the actual Easter tracking weekend, or maybe the week before, or maybe one will be the week before and another one will be the week of. The point is, we'll only have 3 test streams every single weekend until then. So next weekend, the following weekend, or well, yeah, this weekend, the following weekend, the weekend after that, and because then the weekend after that is Easter. So that's why probably I'll spice in a couple more closer to Easter during the weekday. What is EB's first stop? I think it's usually Kiribati. Is that right? Something like that. Yeah, I can't believe it's almost Easter. The past 3 months flew by. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, sure, Michael. I'm pretty sure it's Kiribati. Or at least it's either Kiribati or Samoa or something like that. Let's look. See, how do I get there again? I think I pressed this and then here we go, FAQs. Here we go. Yeah, see? In 2022, the Easter Bunny visited the islands of Kiribati in, is it Tuvalu? First? Yep. So, most likely Kiribati, like I said. Thank you guys for 15 likes. Even like a couple hours ago, it only had like what? How many likes? I felt like only like 5 or something, or maybe that was yesterday. I like this tracker because there's more stops than the Santa tracker. Really? Is there, Michael? I didn't know that. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. I know East said he was getting a lot of stops. So that makes sense. I guess I never really thought about it. Can't believe, like, in 3 weeks. And it's like, I don't know, 2 weeks and 3/4 until, like, we start, like, really preparing, or not preparing, but, like, basically, you know, Good Friday, and we start streaming, or at least right before then, like, 2 weeks and 3/4, which is insane. It's so windy where I am. Yeah, same. So literally 2 weeks and 3/4, I'll be pulling an all-nighter again, which is insane. I actually just pulled an all-nighter, like, I don't know, two nights ago. I wasn't meaning to, but for a lot of you who probably know, I'm working on my next movie, and I was supposed to film yesterday, and it just didn't end up working out. So I was gonna prep all day Friday, I've been prepping a lot this week, and I was gonna prep all day, even more on Friday, like get up really early, and I did that, but even more so because, I I ended up staying up all night Thursday into Friday, as I just couldn't get to sleep, and that was kind of sucked, because then I was just up. And then I realized at the last minute that we just couldn't film. So I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. But I ended up being productive anyway, which is good. So then I slept in, oh my gosh, I think I slept 13 hours yesterday. I probably only slept like 7 hours today, but yesterday was 13. Let's see. Yeah, Michael, I'm looking now. I saw your Santa Sunny video where you were praying. It was your cats. Yes, Michael. It honestly might have been the cats. It's still possible. That's why I said potential in the title, because I had no concrete evidence that it was the cats or Santa or like whatever. But it just probably was the cats, just because they were being pretty loud. But like, it's definitely still possible, because NORAD was only 15 minutes away. So that's why I definitely left it up to the possibility that could have been an actual sighting, which was still crazy. I mean, no matter what, it was a wake-up call, because I usually go to bed, or not go to bed, but go off like a half hour earlier. So it's kind of a wake-up call to just go. That's awesome, Joe. Sounds good, Joe. Yeah, Michael, actually, I mean, I don't know, because technically Santa's notes still said around the time, like 15 minutes later. So, to be fair, it was either my cats, or like 15 minutes before NORAD said that, it was either my cats, or maybe he got there 15 minutes earlier, but then went away again because I was still up, and then came back 15 minutes later. All I know is technically Santa did deliver 15 minutes after I heard that, because the note said so. So either way, it's like, he was either the cats, or he was coming early and then he went away and then still came when NORAD said to actually deliver. So 19 days. Wow. There's something about like the NCS music, the non-copyright songs, because there isn't really, I mean, there are Easter songs in terms of like, I'm Christian, and there's, obviously Christian Easter song, like about Easter, but like, it's not like Christmas to where there's secular, songs, other than like Peter Conte or whatever. That's like it. So it's kind of a vibe just putting on, like what you would call streaming or gaming music. It's nice. Even though I still love that NORAD Christmas music, I mean, it's just kind of a different vibe. Yeah, I know, Michael, that was insane. Might have been the cats, not sure. Exactly, yeah. That's why I was just telling everybody it's possible either way. I wasn't gonna title like Santa sighting for sure and then clickbait people because I wasn't sure, you know? It could have been either, so. But I just knew that I at least needed to upload it. Because it was still crazy. When does EB get to the UK from the start? I think, doesn't EB lift off at like 2 a.m. Pacific? If that's true, then he gets to the UK like 14 hours after he lifts off. And if it was the cats at Christmas, it's possible like I don't hear something crazy like that this year, because if it was the cats, it was probably like presents or something, because we had them on a table, and it's possible if it was the cats, you know, they knocked it down or something. And it's obviously like Easter, you don't really, at least typically, don't do presents, at least in my household. So unless, like, let's say my basket came and then maybe a cat knocked it down, but other than that, though, my basket is usually hidden outside. So now that I think about it, if we're gonna hear a thump or some noise this year, it's probably not gonna be my cats. It's probably gonna actually be the Easter Bunny, which, you know, it's like I said, like it could have still been Santa, but you know, at least it's possible that if we do hear something crazy this year, it's much more likely that it's actually a sighting and not the cats, which is honestly pretty cool. 16 likes, thank you guys. EB goes to Australia after New Zealand. Yes, that sounds correct, Michael. The good thing about Easter tracking is I remember talking about this at Christmas. I started this green screen thing to where I'm in front of the tracker last Easter, and I remember it going so well, and then I tried it at Christmas, and I just had so many issues until I finally figured it out. And I was like, why did it like work at Easter but not at Christmas? I mean, in terms of it just being really smooth from the start. I think I figured out why, because I have dark mode turned on this tracker, so it's kind of black, right? And I realized when look what happens when I go back to light. Oh, I forgot. I forgot. I have another dark mode app that I have to turn off. Hold on. Oops. No. So this is what it looks like. You see, kind of, it doesn't look as good. Okay, now it's not a good example, but before, when I did this like a couple hours ago, it didn't look as good. But the point is, since NORAD doesn't have, like, you know, it's just the ocean or whatever on 3D, and it's blue, and you know, because it's darker, it actually looks better. So I don't have to fiddle with the green screen as much, which is nice. Anyway. I saw you last stream, you needed a break when you arrived in New Zealand. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like you were on your mattress. Oh yeah, Michael. I forgot about that because I think I had a migraine when he was getting to New Zealand. So you're right. I went to my mattress and then I laid down for like an hour. And I took medicine and then it was better. Yeah, I remember typing in the chat, yeah. Yeah, I hope I don't either, Michael. I probably won't because that was when I did that. That was like 3 days before I had my surgery in April of last year, and the surgery really helped my migraines. I've only had like 5 migraines literally since the Easter stream last year, and I would usually get that many migraines in a week or two. So, like literally, the surgery helped so much last year that I just really don't get them that often. So honestly, it probably won't happen. What's up, MTN Junkies? What is up? Thank you for tuning in. This is our first test stream of the Easter season. We are 19 days away. Three weeks from right now, our Easter stream is already going to be over, which is crazy. What's up, Daily CFC Focus? I remember you. Thank you for tuning back in once again. It's funny, I don't think Nightbot has kicked in, unless I need to turn it on. But it does this sometimes, like where it's still a half hour goes by and then it turns on. And we're 37 minutes in the stream. I don't know. Let me look at Nightbot. I don't have the restrictions on. I just, I have the messages that pop up like every 15 minutes. You spilled coffee on your bed and phone. I'm sorry about that. I saw on the non-prod tracker that the Easter Bunny is going to the ISS this after UK. Really? That's awesome. Nightbot is sleeping. Yeah, apparently. Let's see. Oh, wait. I already have it open here. I might have just not connected it to the... Oh, yeah. I haven't... That's my fault. I literally did not connect it. Now it's connected, so it should kick in soon. That's my fault. Yeah, you probably will need a new phone. Sorry about that. That would be awesome, Michael. That would be awesome. iPhone 12 Pro Blue. Yeah. That sucks. I don't think that's a command, Michael. And it also takes a little bit to kick in, usually. But if I would have joined it and connected it at the start of the stream, it would already be connected. But I hope everything goes well for East Mountain Films this year. I mean, give him props. He's been running CC since, 2019, I think. And he did his first beta test, just on his own server that he didn't publicly release. 2018, I believe. Sucks it's going to go, but, let's make this the best year for East possible. Honestly, Daily CFC Focus, I don't have an opinion because I don't really like iPhone. I'm an Android guy, but I guess out of those two, I would have to go with iPhone 13 just because it's newer than the 12. So I would assume they probably made some improvements, but I don't have much of an opinion since I am an Android guy. When will he get to Nevada? I mean, he usually gets to Nevada like what, like 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes before, I think, before he comes to my house. So I would assume he would get there around, I don't know, midnight. So that would be like 22 hours after he lifts off. My stream is dead. Yeah, I get that. Our stream isn't, overly active right now because, it's like this is the first stream of the season, so I'm sure it'll pick up traction soon. Oh yeah, Huawei P30 Pro. I would go with that. But, if you like iPhone better, then I'm not going to persuade you either way, but San Diego, wait, in South Dakota. I don't know why I said San Diego. South Dakota. I just saw SD before I saw MN, and I assumed you meant San Diego. But South Dakota and Minnesota, because I have a family in those states. Okay, let's look. I'm just gonna look at a map. Oh, I have a P30 now. It still works. Oh, cool. Let me look. So Minnesota and South Dakota. I don't know. I would assume that he would probably get there like what, 2 hours maybe before Nevada. That sounds about right, maybe. So if that's the case, then that would be 18 hours after he lifts off. That's awesome, daily CFC focus. When he will be in the UK, it should be, I would say, 14 hours after he lifts off, so probably around midnight local time. I don't know, Joe. I'm not quite sure. I mean, you would have to assume that they go, I mean, maybe not like at the same rate, but like you had to assume that, if, let's say if EB is a little slower at Santa at one point, he has to then compensate for that, go faster than Santa at one point if they both get done in the same amount of time. So I would assume that, yeah, maybe EB's slightly slower, but they have to be around the same speed. We can't play games on the Starkers just Google and NORAD. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, Michael, I know. Mm-hmm. Yes, I will, Michael. I'll still look at Track Easter Bunny on my phone. Although now that I know that it's not all that accurate, I'm not going to really, probably do what I used to do as much, just because before I just we had to stream CC, and then I looked at my phone for it because I knew that it was more accurate. But now that I know that Tep C is more accurate, I'll probably look at it a little bit, but I'll probably do what I did with like Google, right? I'll look at Google, I'll look at Tep, but I won't rely on it and probably look at it as much. Um, 1 a.m. he came to mind. Yeah, that sounds right, Joe. And we have preps before he takes off like NORAD. Yeah, I like that, Michael. I like that. That's what's up, Colt. What's up? How are you doing? Yeah, but yeah, Michael, I do like that. Like a 3-hour wait. Yeah, that is nice. I like it, Michael, just because I don't know. It adds more to the tracking, in my opinion, right? Because like it doesn't just take off straight from it. Yeah, I mean, sure, I like the actual tracking better than preps too, because it's actually like actual like full tracking across the world. But I still like the preps. I like them better than if they weren't there at all, because it builds more hype, and also I think it's a little bit more legit, right? Because I don't like how Google and like Track Easter Bunny just take off at a scheduled time with like nothing prepping prior, if that makes sense, because it's almost like NORAD and Tep C are just waiting for the go ahead. It's not like they have a predetermined schedule like Google and Tep does, which makes sense that they're not accurate. They're either really bad or they're just like, or they're guessing, right? Whereas Tep C and NORAD, I mean, they seem to be so accurate. Like they're tracking so well that like they're just kind of stalling until it happens. Not only it builds hype, but like I said, it just seems more legit that way too. Yeah, for sure, that hype, for sure, Michael. No, I don't have part one yet up. I want to schedule it soon, but I was waiting until somebody like Andrew or maybe somebody else, whoever creates the thumbnail for the mainstream this year. I was gonna wait until I get that. Um, so hopefully soon though. Right now, just the test streams, and like I said, I'll probably add a couple more test streams. Not on weekends. I got all of them scheduled for the weekends to come, because then that next weekend after I have it scheduled, the last one it's already Easter. So, but I'll have probably a couple, like 2 more test streams during the week, like during the actual weekday, either that week going into the big stream weekend, which is probably spring break for a lot of you, or the week before. I'll have one kind of split up the week before and then the week of. But the point is, I got everything done and scheduled for the ones that will fall on the weekend, and I could have like 2 more on the weekdays. So I'll keep you guys posted. Yeah, that's what I have right now, Michael. I think I'll probably keep it the same. I mean, really all I did is I copy and pasted the same description from last year and just changed it to, 2024. So I'll probably start it around the same time. I mean, I don't really see why I wouldn't. But yeah, that's the plan right now. When will he get to Central Africa? I'm actually not sure. I mean, I would assume. He would get there before UK and Ireland. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm just guessing here, but maybe 10 hours after he leaves. I mean, maybe somewhere between 10 and 12 hours after he leaves the North Pole. Or no, the North Pole. Oh my gosh, I just said North Pole. Oh my lord. My mind is still on Christmas. The Easter Bunny will not be leaving the North Pole. Easter Island. But yeah, probably 10, 11 hours, I would assume. After he lifts off. Yeah, Easter Island might go for sure. Sir, it's Easter, not Christmas. Yep. Oh man, I'll probably be doing this for so long. I'll probably just, I don't know. I do this kind of stuff all the time. Like even on our summer stream, I was like, oh look, like when we were tracking the ISS. I said, "Oh look, there he is. He's over." Blah blah blah. I kept calling the ISS a he. Yes, Joe. Yeah, Joe for sure. 19 days, 7 hours. It's now 4 p.m. Yep. I'm not sure how long I'll stream for. I mean, the absolute most I'll stream for is another hour, but I may end it earlier if, depending on how many more people we get. There's Nightbot. Thank you for finally checking in with us, Nightbot. Yeah, it's literally our 8th annual Easter stream, which is crazy. Don't worry, guys. I actually remembered to change it, from Merry Christmas to Happy Easter, and from 8th Annual Santa to Easter. As usually I forget to do that, and on our first test stream it always says what it said last time, but I actually remembered to do it. And I think, everybody in the chat right now, you don't have to worry about if you would like to chat, which we strongly encourage, because obviously I approved all of you already, so. But we're going to be doing that again this year. So for the people who can't currently chat, which I think everybody who's watching can chat right now, just so you don't have to worry about that. But for the mainstream, when we get our new viewers, we'll be doing what we did at Christmas again. And for the new people who are coming in, they'll have to go to that form and fill it out, and then I'll accept them. What's the order of the continents that EB visits? That I don't know as well. Actually, no, I think I do know that pretty well. It would go probably Australia. It would probably go like Australia and Oceania to Asia, possibly Middle East, and then Antarctica, Africa, Europe, or maybe we postpone. It just depends where Antarctica is. Like Eastern Antarctica, it's first, and then Western is later on, and then South America, Central America, North America, something like that, I'm sure. I think there might be, Joe. There might be a 231, but like at least when I checked like 10 years ago there was, but I don't think it's reliable at all. But for the most part, it really is just Santa and Easter Bunny. We forgot to be like, we're live now in the announcements, but we're already like halfway done with the stream, so. Yeah, Santa did go by so fast. I don't know how we're at Easter Bunny tracking already. I really don't know. So when's the next test stream? Next Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific. I'm alternating. So this weekend it's Sunday. Next weekend it's Saturday. The weekend after that it's Sunday again. And then I'll have probably 2 more during that next week. Yes, unfortunately, Michael, Team Yansu is done. Yeah, Sonic is still in. Yeah, same, Michael. So Sonic hasn't scheduled any Easter stream yet. I'm assuming that he's still in. Yeah, Easter's about to be done too, I know. That's gonna suck. What is the best ISS tracker? I mean, they all have like the same... I think they all use the same tracking system. So the data is the same, but... AstroViewer.net I kind of like. I mean, I go back and forth between a couple just because there's some that I don't like about AstroViewer, and there's others that I like better, but then some of those aren't as good as some of the things in AstroViewer, so... Where's the ISS now? Let me look. Honestly, just for streaming daily CFC, I mean, ISStracker.pl, I mean, it looks kind of good. It's kind of cool. South America right now, getting into Peru at the moment, Michael. Yes, Michael. I don't know. I mean, probably the... Did I say ISStracker.pl? I mean, I don't know. They're all different. Sometimes it's even good to use both, like AstroViewer and PL. There's another one too. Just because I feel like if you just stick with one, they don't like... They're just not as good. Because obviously they have all the same data, just they display it differently. So you might want to do AstroViewer and ISS.pl. There's also another one, I forgot what it looks like. I used it, I think it was last year, for our summer stream. That might be even better. I don't remember what it was though. It might be this one. Oh yeah, I do really like ESA.int. It's a European space exploration. ESA.int. Maybe a combination of that and PL, and possibly even AstroViewer, because it has even though you can't really zoom in on ESA.int, it has a cool dashboard, so you probably should just use a couple of them. At the same time, too, at once, yeah. Yeah, Peru, yeah. Yeah, NASA sighting is cool, but it doesn't really track that well. I mean, it's more just for sightings. Like if you want to exactly know when it's going to get to your house. I don't like it as much for just tracking. Yeah, there's also that one too, Michael. Thank you guys for 20 likes. Yeah, I saw that, Joe. Thank you. It also might be good to put up like a live stream of the camera from the ISS too. I mean, basically using like all like 4 of those resources. I mean, AstroViewer, ISStracker.pl, the ESA, and a live stream of the camera. I mean, that would be a pretty cool stream. Yeah, Michael. You can always try Daily CFC, the N, is it N2Y? Yeah. Ooh, Michael's active. Not Michael in the live chat. Our team member, Michael. I wonder if he'll be able to get on. When will the EB get to Peru? Possibly. I don't know. Like what? 16 hours maybe? After he leaves? 16, 17 hours maybe after he lifts off? I was about to say leaves the North Pole again. Yeah, sure. And Michael, I'll try to put on that, the current time in Pacific that I had for Christmas. I'm gonna try to do that again for Easter, so it will be easier to look back at those streams and just know what time he gets to different places. Obviously, last Easter I didn't do that, but this year I would do that. But yeah, I can show you. Oh, the memories. Crazy. Can't believe this was streamed 11 months ago. Wow. April 7th, 2023 was Good Friday last year. And now it's the 29th of March this year. Oops. I just went to part 2. But yeah, I think I was doing weather like an hour in there. But yeah, I would definitely put that, kind of, current time so you can just look at whatever. Is now what I have to do is I have to like go to a specific spot. Like if somebody's asking me about what time they, Easter Bunny got into a specific spot, I have to then go to that location and then do the math in terms of the hour and minute versus when he took off. And he takes off like, 4 hours after this. No, more than that. Like 5 hours after the stream starts. So then I have to, even though it's, let's say, 6 hour mark, this is happening. And I have to do the math from the 5 hour mark rather than just at the beginning of the stream. So it's going to be much easier when I have that, how I had it at, Christmas. Look at New Zealand because you were not there. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I went off at Apia Samoa. And where's New Zealand? Here we go. Yeah, I was still off at New Zealand for like an hour. Oh yeah, there you go. At hour 6 and minute 15. What's up, Ethan? Good morning. I'll be back on soon. Starting to feel better. And I went back on like right after that. UB takes out for 4 a.m. CST. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's crazy. 19 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes. Yep, Michael. It's crazy. That was almost a year ago. I might end the stream at 4:30, which is like 10 minutes from now, 12 minutes. I would stay on for longer if if we had more members on, but that would make the stream almost an hour and a half, so I think that's pretty good. And then hopefully in the streams to come, we'll have more of our members on VC. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to go to bed either. Or to leave, yeah. So you went to bed. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. Got back at 6:30 a.m., yeah. For sure, Joe. Thank you guys for 10 people currently on and 19 people who have liked the stream. Thank you guys. Yeah, Michael, I had a migraine, which is a really bad headache. That's why I had to take medicine in order for it to go away. But I don't think that'll happen again this year because my migraines have gotten so much better after my surgery. I would definitely take breaks, Michael, but a lot of them not that long, except for in the evening when I hang out with family, which will probably be a couple of hours. It'll probably be pretty similar to what I've done in years past, so maybe I'll have an hour break. I mean, other than just using the restroom for going off for 5 minutes throughout the night in the day. Other than those breaks that are 5 minutes, probably mid-morning, I'll either go breakfast or take a shower, or maybe do both, and maybe be off for an hour, and then I'll probably, other than my first hour or two morning break, then I'll be on pretty much all day until late afternoon, and that's when I'll probably be off for the longest, a couple of hours, staying out with family, come back on, take maybe a half-hour break in the evening, late evening, to set the carrots out and all that stuff, and then pretty much on all night except for when I go off for another hour at when EB gets to my area. So overall, still 90% of the stream I'm on. Awesome, Joe. I don't know, Michael, honestly. I mean, probably the first break, he probably will, I'm assuming, kind of somewhere around Australia, but I don't really know. I mean, not Eastern Australia, though, because that happens kind of early on, but it's possible it's Western Australia when I go off for my first break, because that's hours later than Eastern Australia. So somewhere around Australia or Oceania, probably. I mean, it's possible it's a little bit more north, but I don't really know yet. I don't know. Second break, I mean, at least in terms of the first actual, is obviously my breaks will vary in terms of the length. I'm sure my first break, obviously, like that's 5 minutes, will be obviously during the countdown still probably. But in terms of long, or at least longer breaks, yeah, probably somewhere around the Australia, Oceania, maybe a little north. Second big break, probably right after he hits the UK. Because usually I want to go through the UK and Ireland, and then I go off to hang out with family for a couple hours, and then return when he's in South America, almost North America. And that other half-hour break in the evening, probably somewhere in the Midwest, when I'm putting out the letter and carrots and all that. And then the last break, obviously, between, just along the West Coast when I'm going off. Joe, he should be in our chat. I mean, I wouldn't see why not. That might be something to do with Nightbot. I'll try to figure that out next stream. I mean, I think I don't know why he wouldn't be able to be on the chat. I mean, I haven't done anything, so it might be on his end. For sure, Michael. Yep, you too. Yes, yeah, Michael. Yeah, Michael. Las Vegas is probably like, what, maybe 10 minutes before he hits me. Well, it's kind of south, so it's possible it's like 15 minutes. It just depends on what route he's going on. If it was NORAD, I mean, it's possible that's more like 10 minutes, but I don't really remember what the Easter Bunny usually does. It just depends, Michael. I mean, if it's NORAD, I usually would go off after New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming. I would usually go off like somewhere between Utah, Arizona, and Baja California or northern Mexico, somewhere along there. I'm just not quite sure about the Easter Bunnies. I know he has a slightly different route, because it just depends if he's approaching from the south or the north. That might change a little bit. Whereas like NORAD, at least at Christmas last year, it was kind of approaching from the north and then doing a loop at the south and then coming back. So that's why I was waiting until he was approaching basically California. I went off on Baja California, and I probably won't cut it that close this year, but even before then, in the other Christmas streams, I would probably go off in Arizona or Utah or something like that. So it just really depends when Easter Bunny will, like which way he's coming from, but probably something like that. What time did EB come to Illinois last year? I actually don't know. I mean, I can look at last year's stream, but I'm gonna have to kind of figure out the math since I don't have the timestamp like I will this year. But let me try to look. But you heard the noise at Christmas and you're like, oops, gotta go. Yep, yeah, you just waited a little too long. Let's see. Well, I can kind of figure it out because I don't even necessarily have to do what I usually do because I can just calculate what time he got here since I have a record of that. Okay, Indiana, around hour 4:30. Let's see, Illinois. Indianapolis, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati. Let me look. Probably a little bit later than that. I guess we kind of went then down and then up, I guess? Yeah. Chicago, Illinois was around hour 5:30 in part 3 last year. Really, hour 5:40. So then let's look at what time he got to my place. If it's hour 5:40, then it was around hour 5 and 8:30 when he got my place. So that's like a 3-hour difference. Now I gotta remember what time he got to my place last year. I don't remember. I think I can look at the note though. I have it on my computer somewhere, so let me look for that. As if it's a 3-hour difference versus Joe's house. Let me just look here. So I got a new phone last month, but I transferred all my old pictures on my computer, so I can just look here. Okay. So then April 2023. When did I? Let's see. Oh, here we go. So 1:33 a.m. Okay, then that's easy. Then that should mean that EB got to Joe's place, my time, around 10:30 p.m., which CST, that's 12:30 a.m. So I'm pretty sure around 12:30 a.m., Joe, if I'm correct. Okay. Yeah, that sounds right, Michael. I think I did go. Because like I said, EB approaches from a slightly different direction than Santa, so that's why I think I went in Idaho versus, I waited longer for Santa. Yeah, it is 4:30. Let me look. There might be. I have an unread thing here. Let me look at it. All right. Sounds about right. They do different. Yeah. Yeah, I might end it soon. Who is excited though, man? Got 19 days left. What state does Acer live in, Joe? Yes, I'm excited too, Michael. Yes, Nathan, hype. When does EB get to Italy? That would be before the UK. So probably, I don't know, I would guess like what, 13 hours after he lifts off? I would think. 12 or 13. Massachusetts? Let me look, Joe. So if it was like 5:40 for you, which is 12:30 CST, then Massachusetts. Trying to look here. It looks like it was also around, so hour 3:40, which is 2 hours before Joe. So then doing the math, that would be 10:30 CST, which is really 11:30 EST. So probably around 11:30 Joe for Acer. I think I do, Michael. I think I know that YouTube channel. Yeah, I thought so, Michael. That's cool, Michael. Probably gonna end the stream in about 5 to 10 minutes, everybody. I've been streaming for an hour and a half. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I'm thinking like 5-10 minutes, Joe. So probably around like 4:45 Pacific time. So yeah, that's like 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, I did, Michael. He talks about Eastern where he lives. Oh, about a website? Maybe no, maybe I didn't see that. No, I did. I guess I did not see the website to look at, Michael. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, TrekEasterBunny.net. Yeah, I have gone to that site before. I don't really like it because it's not that accurate, but I will show you. Yeah, definitely, Michael. I would never go to tip on stream. You see what it does to my camera though when I'm like not on dark mode? Yeah, I've definitely gone to this website before. I just don't think it's that accurate. It's not clicking. When I press where's the Easter Bunny right now on a map, it doesn't do anything. But yeah, 21 sleeps, 22 hours, 19 minutes, 34 seconds till Easter, 19 days to Good Friday, 481 hours till the Easter Bunny arrives. Here it goes. Kind of. It doesn't have... Oh, there we go. 20 days, 10 hours, 34 minutes, 40 seconds, it says. Oh, that's until the Easter Bunny will be at my home, though. It says having a chat with Santa Claus is the last hop. Anyway. I don't look at it that much, Michael, just because it just is not that accurate, in my opinion. I don't look at it as much as Track Easter Bunny. Well, I gotta change my clock on my weather station an hour later. Because everything else updates in my studio and just in my house except for this that I have to change manually. So from 3:42 to 4:42. There you go. Okay, I think I'll be ending the stream in about 2 minutes here. When will EB arrive in Cuba? I would think so. Cuba. Let me look. Probably right after right before he is Florida. Let's see, so if it's like, what did I determine? Like 11:30 Massachusetts. So I would assume Cuba is like an hour before Massachusetts. So it would be 10:30 EST, I assume. 10 or 10:30 EST. No, probably more like 10:30 EST. That's just a guess. So if that's the case, then that's like, so let's see, 10 midnight. So we'll go from like 20 to 20. Probably like 20 hours after EV lifts off, something like that, 20 and a half. Is Cuba near Florida? My sister lives in Orlando. Awesome. Yep, and I would say, yeah, like literally 10 minutes before the U.S. probably, Michael. All right, it's 4:45, so I think I'm gonna end the stream, but thank you guys so much for tuning into our first test stream of this Easter 2024 season. Thank you guys so much for the support. 19 likes. Thank you guys. Hopefully more of our members will be on in the stream in the streams to come. Remember, we got 19 days, 6 hours, 14 minutes, and 8 seconds. So yeah, see you next weekend as well, Nathan. See you Saturday, Michael. I'll see you guys Saturday, same time as today, but instead of Sunday next weekend, it is Saturday next weekend, 3 p.m. Pacific. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and see you guys in 6 days. Next time will be 13. Yes, can't wait. See you guys Saturday at 3 p.m.